Good morning. Welcome to Illegal Formation. I am your host. I'm Chad Bryan. I got my co-host TK Dandridge with me as always. TK, what's going on, man? Happy Saturday morning.
Happy Saturday there, Chad. Pretty cold day out today. I didn't expect it to be this cold so soon, but
Yeah.
kind of woke up late, so nice to run into that, I guess.
Yeah, there's a fall chill in the air for sure, man. It's November. November's here. It's November's like, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, it's football weather for sure. Finally, I think the snow is it's going to catch up with us a little bit. And speaking of catching up with this, I mean, my yard is catching up with me. I'm trying to get the leaves cleaned up and get the yard mowed for the last time before it snows on Sunday and Monday. Supposedly, we're supposed to get like 2 to 6 inches over the next couple of days, and that's going to be a nightmare if that happens on top of all the leaves I have in my yard right now. So I'm hoping nothing happens, or if it does snow a couple inches, it goes away quick and it dries out, so I can try to get my leaves cleaned up. It's hard to find the time sometimes right now, but man, it's whatever. Well, anyway, we got a pretty good show for you guys today. Paul DePodesta's time in Cleveland is done. The chief, what did he do? The chief strategist. What was he? ESO. What does he do? What does he do? What did he do?
Chief strategist of the Department of Analytics, something crazy like that.
A bunch of fancy words,
jumbo like that.
Yeah, a bunch of fancy words that amounted to basically nothing. I don't know if it amounted to nothing because we just don't know what he did. I can't say he did because we don't know. Behind the scenes, I'm sure he did something. I was listening to 92 fan the other day, and Daryl Ryder was on and kind of talked about what Paul DePodesta's impact might have been on the Browns, or what his role might have been, or exactly just what he did behind the scenes, because no one seems to know outside of those, inside the organization. I mean, no one really knows. Daryl Ryder kind of alluded to the fact that maybe DePodesta was there to help the Haslams maximize their spending, or I don't know, minimize their spend. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess maximize the return on their spending. Because he had a hand in the search for Deshaun Watson. So you can't say he minimized spending, because at the time that was the most anybody had ever spent, especially on a lump of garbage. That turned out to be. So I don't know. That was a whole lot of nothing. You really can't even say he maximized the return on any spending. We talked about it before the show. The Browns' record while DePodesta was in town was what, TK?
56 wins, 99 losses, and 1 tie.
And 1 tie. Was it a bow tie or a necktie? Do we know that? Listen, you and I both were kind of surprised. I thought it was worse than that, to be honest with you.
I did too.
Almost 10 full seasons here, and I'm surprised that the Browns, basically averaged 5.5 wins per season. We're not done with 2025 yet, but they're not going to get to 5 wins this year. So they're going to average about 5 wins per season during DePodesta's time here in Cleveland. And listen, you can't blame him. They weren't good before he got here. It wasn't like, DePodesta came here and the walls came crashing down and the Browns became a terrible organization who didn't know how to, scout or develop a quarterback. Those problems existed before he got here. I don't know what he was brought in to do. You can't say that he was brought in to find the next quarterback or to find the next anything on the roster, because we don't know how much he had to do with roster building. We know that he was there for analytics, but was it football analytics? Was it, money analytics? Was it financial stuff? We don't know. We just don't know. And that's okay. I guess, I've been thinking about this, and it I don't know, it irritates me a little bit when I think about it, but then you get into it a little bit deeper, and it's like, do we really need to know everything? I don't know. Do we? We want to. We want to know what's going on with our favorite team, but do we need to know every facet of every single person's job in the organization? He's pretty high up. I feel like it's fair to ask, right? Like, what does this guy do? And I think most of the
I truly do believe, though, that some things are better left unsaid. If we went 10 years without knowing, what difference is it going to make now? He's gone. Just let him leave.
Yeah.
um, and let him prosper in the field that he chooses to.
Sure. Yeah. He's going back to
That's
baseball.
just
I mean,
cool.
ultimately, yeah, he's going to go back to baseball. He's going to go to Colorado, a
I'm
little bit
pretty
closer to his
sure.
home base, which I think I think
Mhm.
that's what annoyed some fans a lot, was the fact that Paul DePodesta lived in California the entire time that he worked with the Browns. I mean, he essentially, which whatever, a lot of people work remotely. I mean, I don't know. Is that such a big thing anymore? I mean, it seems like we were really annoyed with that. And then COVID hit, and then all of a sudden everybody worked from home, But I think maybe the problem is the fact that he worked all the way across the country. There's working from home and then, going in the office on Thursday or something when, for a meeting. But then also there's never being in, I don't know, was he ever in Berea? We don't know. I have no idea.
Very rarely, but he would show up from time to time. It's not like he was completely uh, void from the building. He
Yeah.
would have his times there. Granted, it's probably obviously a lot more comfortable for him to just stay in California for the most part. But he would make appearances in Cleveland from time to time.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I get it. I mean, I understand the appeal of working from home. I completely understand. I've worked from home. It's hard to throw stones for that, but I think it's just the fact that he was so shrouded in mystery, both who he was and what he did, and everything was just very mysterious, and it just felt like the Browns and the Haslams were just throwing a lot of money at a guy who wasn't really necessarily solving any problems. But again, I don't know. Maybe he solved a lot of problems for the Haslams. I mean, maybe he was there maybe he was a financial analyst and making sure that they, made money on their end, on the back end of the whole thing. Maybe it was never about wins and losses for DePodesta. We don't know that. We have no idea. Anyway, he's gone. Like I said, I don't want to say good riddance, but just whatever. I don't wish ill on anyone. I mean, the guy is who he is. He did what he did here. I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean,
I really wonder exactly what problems DePodesta actually did solve while he was here. Because with a record like 56-99-1, it didn't seem like he did too much.
yeah. Yeah, he didn't solve anything on the field for sure. No problems were solved. Although, I mean, the Browns did have 2 playoff appearances while he was here. Well, I mean, there's that. I guess that's not terrible. Had a couple of, 10+ win seasons. He also saw a winless season. He was here for that. The 1-31 stretch, he was here for that. That was the Sashi Brown era, Hugh Jackson, Sashi Brown. He was a big advocate of he advocated for Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski to come in, and we know where that's gotten us. Ups and downs, right? I mean, Kevin Stefanski has been the coach of the year a couple of times here, which I think it's just, the shock factor of, wow, the Browns won 10 or more games. The guy's got to be the coach of the year. It's amazing, right? So maybe there's that. I think you and I have talked about it before. I think Kevin Stefanski earned one of those coach of the year awards. I just think he just won the other one, but whatever. It doesn't matter. So Paul DePodesta is gone after almost a full decade here, and it just feels like another 10 years wasted by this organization working toward some mysterious goal or I don't know. At the end of the day, is it a Pittsburgh Pirates situation? I mean, are they just happy making money, on their end? I mean, I'm any owner wants to make money. I feel like if you own an NFL team, you basically print money. There's no failure, right? As an NFL owner, wouldn't you want to win to go along with
I
it?
honestly think, of course, every team in the NFL, I think their main objective is to make money, but at the same time, I just think because, like you said, we were a bad franchise before. We have been for a number of years up to that. I just think we needed to find a different way to try to win, I guess. I really didn't understand this from the day that it happened. I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is our way of ushering into the new style of NFL football. Maybe we're doing more unconventional things than maybe before. Like you thought the analytics were going to be on the field, But, after like 5 or 6 years or so, nobody in that building knows how to talk football, including the coach. So it's really confusing to just be like, oh, well, here's where that went wrong. Here's where this went wrong, and this is a simple way to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we ever got to that point.
No.
So, I
I don't think we ever got to that point either, because it was just always I don't know. There were always like a weird set of circumstances, right? I mean, he oversaw the Hugh Jackson years, the Freddie Jackson, not Freddie Jackson, the Freddie Kitchens years. I just a lot of, when you look back on him, I mean, Freddie Kitchens was fun. He was a fun personality, but it was a pretty bleak time, really. And then Baker came along and started winning some games, but nobody got along in the locker room. So that made it, kind of miserable to watch, because it was always like this tension of who's on whose side in the locker room, right? Like who's got the locker room, who doesn't, who lost it, who won it back today. Is it the head coach? Does he control things? Is it the quarterback? Is it a wide receiver's father? I mean, we never knew. We never knew who really controlled that locker room or who had the power there. I mean, it's just always some kind of a power struggle, some kind of this I don't know, systemic failure of like what a NFL franchise is supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be one 53-man roster, along with a coaching staff and a front office who are moving in the same direction, who are on the same team, literally and figuratively on the same team, working toward the same end goal. And there were just too many individual things, right? Like, I mean, we had, I don't know. I mean, Odell Beckham's dad, making YouTube videos, trying to disparage the quarterback. And then, I don't know, some of the local media didn't get along with Baker Mayfield. I don't know. It was a weird, tense situation. And it just felt like, I don't know, who could you even point the finger at? Was it Freddie Kitchens? Was it Baker Mayfield? Was it Odell Beckham? Was it Odell Beckham's dad? Was it, I don't know. I don't even know who. I mean, was it Sashi Brown? Was it any number of other GMs that we've had here, during the time? It's hard to say who had a hand in what part of all of those failures. But I mean, the fact remains, the Browns have had it's one good season. One good season. They beat the Steelers in a playoff game. They should have beat the Chiefs. Rough call, kind of took them out, whatever. And then after that, it's just been more years of darkness. And then we lost TK. So that's fine. Anyway, Paul DePodesta is gone. As soon as I get TK back in, we're going to preview the Ohio State Purdue game. So 1:00 kickoff. I guess daylight savings kind of wreaks some havoc there. So instead of a noon kickoff, we'll have a 1:00 kickoff. Games from Indiana. So, whatever. I don't know. It's just time difference. Luckily, it's not on ESPN. So if you're a YouTube TV subscriber, you'll be able to watch this game. Unlike me, if it was on ESPN, I wouldn't be able to watch it. So it's on the Big Ten Network. So I'll be able to watch today. But I'm looking ahead to the schedule, at least the Buckeyes schedule, to try to figure out when they're on ESPN, what games I'm going to miss, because again, we talked about it on last week's, Inside Edge Network, the NFL pregame show. We talked about just corporate greed and how it really has taken over. Seems like YouTube and the Disney family of channels are always arguing about something. They're bickering about money. And in the end, the consumer gets hurt. And that's where we are. Anyway, Ohio State at Purdue, Ross-Ade Stadium. I hope I get TK back in. Not, whatever. I guess I'll preview Ohio State Purdue for you. I think about Ohio State. They're 8-0. They're number 1 in the nation, right? Purdue not having such a hot season. I mean, they lost their best player from last year to Ohio State. Max Clare, tight end Max Clare, is now a Buckeye. Purdue's 2-7. But Purdue has always had kind of a way of giving the Buckeyes fits, right? It goes back to the Terrell Pryor years. There was an upset there. I think the Buckeyes turned the ball over like 47 times in one game. And lost the game to a Purdue team that had no business really even being on the field with them, which was just a rare situation for a Jim Tressel coach team to play that poorly, to have that many mistakes, mental errors, everything else. And then, you remember Urban Meyer. That team went to Purdue. I can't remember exactly what season that was, but they got blown out at Purdue, which was always the knock on Meyer. Like he won all the big games, right? I mean, Meyer was a great coach in those big games, but it's like the polar opposite of what the knock on Ryan Day was. Ryan Day won every single game he's supposed to win, right? Until last year, he won a ton of big games in a row. Has had a little struggle with Michigan here over the last few years, but obviously looking to get that corrected this year. But yeah, Ryan Day, wins all those little games that you're supposed to win. And Urban Meyer sometimes would overlook a team like Purdue or Iowa. I don't know if it's overlooking them, but they just, whatever, gave him fits. So Ohio State's a 29.5-point favorite in this game. We got TK. I'm going to get him back in here. There he is. What's going on, my man?
Sorry about that, boss.
You're all good, man. You're all good. I moved on to Ohio State Purdue, man. So just to let you know, we talked about Ohio State. Obviously, they're number 1 in the nation. They're 8-0. Purdue's 2-7. They're struggling. They're not number 1 in the nation. The Buckeyes come in almost a 30-point favorite in this. You've got over/under at 49.5 points. I don't know. I mean, is this a situation where we have to worry? And I talked about Purdue in the past they've given the Buckeyes some fits at Ross-Ade Stadium. Is that anything we have to worry about today? Do the Buckeyes just go ahead and handle business today?
As much as we'd like to think the Ohio State Buckeyes are going to waltz into their stadium and just, pull out this blowout, destruction type of win, I definitely think this is going to be one of those days where Purdue is going to show, hey, the record is horrible. We are what we are. We're 2-7, but at the same time, we do still have a pulse. We want to give our university something to be ecstatic about, something to be proud of, something to be able to sit on and say, hey, listen, this is ours. This belongs to us. We worked hard for this. We achieved this. And I know it seems like, once again, I'm giving the opposing team the benefit of the doubt. Listen, I don't sleep on anybody. Any given Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day football is being played, whatever day sports is being played, period. Anything could happen. So, I definitely want these guys to come in with an attitude like this is, possibly a playoff game of some sort. Granted, it isn't. I know we're going against a 2-17. They don't have much offense outside of their wide receiver, Michael Jackson III.
Yeah,
it's been quite the smooth criminal this year with career high 50 receptions. Kid had 47 catches his first. Kid had 47 receptions his first 4 collegiate seasons. And this year alone, in 9 games, already has 50. He's only scored once, but take that how you will. But I definitely think these young kids from Purdue are gonna want to show us what they're made of. It may be another blowout in the making, like we have been doing majority of the season outside of the Texas game. But I do believe this is a game that we can taken care of early. And by early, I mean possibly by midway by the third quarter. Possibly earlier. I do expect the Ohio State Buckeyes to take care of business early.
Yeah, I think the Buckeyes have come in. I think Ryan Day and Ohio State have come in this year with a pointed just a plan to hold on to the football, just smother teams, really. They're not trying to put up 60 or 70 points a game. I think they're just really trying to play that ball control, keep the other team off the field, maximize their efficiency on offense. It doesn't necessarily mean scoring 70 points. It just means, you get 6 possessions a game, you score 5 touchdowns and kick a field goal. That's not bad, right? It's not, and with the clock, I think people get caught up in like, well, what happened to Ohio State? They used to score 60, 70 points. But the new clock rules make a big difference in that. With essentially what's a running clock almost the whole entire game now, save for a few different things here and there. Obviously, incomplete passes, it's still whatever. But, it's just it's a different kind of a game now. It's a faster game. It's not a shorter game. They just show more commercials. That's clearly a media-driven thing. Games are still 4 hours long. You just, you have 2 hours a game and 2 hours of commercials now instead of 3 and 1, but whatever, it's fine. That's never going to change. It's probably going to get worse as we go on. I grabbed a couple of stats from Yahoo Sports, and I don't know that this is right. I was just looking at the stats that I have. It says Ohio State ranks 31st in total offense this year. That's probably fine. I have no problem with that. But it has them averaging 437.5 yards per game, and it has them ranking the best in FBS, giving up 437.5 yards per game on defense. I don't feel like that's correct. I feel like that something happened there.
We're first in the country allowing 438 yards a game.
And I just can't imagine they're gaining 437.5 and giving up 437.5. That doesn't seem right. So yeah, obviously some crazy numbers there from Yahoo Sports. I think we got a little typo. Well, whatever. But yeah, they are. The defense, we know what they've been. They've been smothering. I mean, less than 7 points per game is ridiculous for a defense in 2025. There are still people out there that think Ryan Day should be fired because they're not winning games like Indiana is. But really, by the time it's all said and done, if Indiana and Ohio State do square off in the Big Ten championship, let's just say that both teams go in 12-0. The Buckeyes, because of their style of play, are going to have played essentially 2 to 2.5 games less worth of possessions than Indiana on offense. I think that kind of just saving your legs like that, I think is huge, especially for what could be a 15, 16, possibly a 17 game season. I mean, you can see whatever. There's all kinds of different combinations with the 12-team playoff. But I think it's a smart approach. I think Ryan Day has kind of – I just think it's a really smart approach from Day and the Buckeyes overall, really. The running game hasn't been great, but to be fair, it hasn't had to be. I mean, you've got Julian Sayin completing 80% of his passes on the season, which is absolutely ridiculous. Looks like he is really on track to break Bo Nix's record, for completion percentage in the season. And I was looking through some of the just the all division completion percentages. He would break every division's completion percentage record.
Shatter it.
Yeah, the efficiency has been ridiculous from Sayin. And people, I don't know, the knock on him unfairly before the season was that he can't throw the deep ball. He has no arm. You and I have talked about it pretty much ad nauseum. I mean, he's proven he has quite the arm. He's got a cannon. He's very accurate. He makes good decisions with the football. Yeah, he's done a few interceptions here and there, but first-time starter. He's a redshirt freshman. Still hasn't started 10 games in his career. Also hasn't lost a game. But yeah, I mean, he's just he's very efficient with the ball. So let me ask you. I mean, I asked you last week. He's a legitimate Heisman candidate, right? Like we have to start talking about Julian Sayin as maybe the front runner for the Heisman Trophy, right?
He will be in New York this year. I remember last week I said he may or may not be. No, it's for certain he's going to be in New York this year.
Yeah. I mean, say what you want about the receivers.
He's top 2 in the Heisman right now, and he is not 2.
Right. He's 1 in 1A, and maybe 1B. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know. Somebody still has to put the ball in the right place and in the right time. It's not as simple as just going back there and just throwing a ball downfield, right, and letting receivers run under it. I mean, you're still playing against Division I opponents. I mean, these are Division I defenses with Division I defensive coordinators and all kinds of guys that are going to be playing on Sunday. Whether the team's great or not. I mean, you've got guys all over the Big Ten that are going to be playing on Sundays next season. Cornerbacks, safeties, whatever. They're out there, right? This is not a high school schedule like some people seem to want to think that it is. And regardless, like I said, someone still has to put the ball in the right place in the right time. I mean, you've got to make those decisions. You got to make them quickly, and you've got to make them efficiently. And he's been doing all of that. I mean, Sayin's been unbelievable. Over 2,100 yards passing, 23 touchdowns on the season, 3 interceptions. It talked about 80.7% completion percentage. That's ridiculous. I mean, those are video game numbers. And I can't even get there on a video game. That's not even remotely in my realm of where I'm completing percentage or completing passes in a video game. So
that's definitely wild.
It's crazy.
I'm sure
Smith.
In the video game, especially NCAA 26, Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to get to 70% usually.
Sorry But yeah, the video game thing, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty difficult to do that in a video game as well. But
Yeah.
you know, especially with how difficult they make the gameplay on these things now.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just been unbelievable watching him just come in and just immediately man our offense the way that he has. He's been absolutely outstanding from 15 to 20 yards. The deep ball is absolutely legendary. It's been wild to see it. I think his 35 yards per attempt, so which is crazy. So yeah, I definitely think he's the front runner right now, and I hope he wins it. We'll see.
Yeah. I keep seeing people talking about slants and screens. Well, it's easy when you have the best receivers and you throw slants and screens all day. He's second in air yards per attempt in college football this year. That doesn't come from throwing slants and screens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to tell you that, but he's firing the ball all over the field and he's doing it really, really efficiently, really well. And again, like I said, we know about Jeremiah Smith, 725 yards, 9 touchdowns. There's Carnell Tate with over 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. They're averaging about 90 yards per game receiving, which it's fantastic when you've got 2 guys that can pick one. You know what I mean? I mean, Carnell Tate's been unbelievable. Jeremiah Smith is an absolute generational talent. It's just, yeah, it's fine to have all those. That's not the reason that Sayan's good, right? Maybe without those 2 guys and maybe with a normal receiving core, he's averaging 75% on the completion percentage, but he's still there. He's still putting the ball on the money and on time. That's what matters as a quarterback. Bo Jackson, I think, has emerged as he's running back 1, right? But the defense, Arvell Reese is an absolute monster. Caden Curry's been really good. Sonny Styles has been fantastic. I mean, this team is loaded with first-round draft picks. I saw a mock draft the other day. They had 4 Buckeyes going in the top 10. I thought, geez, man. Like, if they don't win a national championship, it's a huge disappointment, right?
One of the most shocking things in all of sports, amateur or professional. And speaking of those 4 Buckeyes being in the top 10 of that mock draft, we very well may have the highest drafted linebacker since that of A.J. Hawk in, I want to say, 2005.
Hmm.
Or was that 06?
I don't remember exactly. I don't have that on the top of my head, to be honest with you.
I think it was 2005. Green Bay Packers had the 5th overall pick, and they took him. That was right after that Fiesta Bowl game against Notre Dame. And his draft stock went through the roof. He went 5th overall. I definitely could see Arvell Reese going as high as 3 to one of those bottom feeding teams, excluding us, because we're going to be trying to get offensive line and receiver help. At least I'd like to believe that's the direction that we're going to be But yeah, this team, and I'm honestly curious to see who those 4 Buckeyes were. I'm sure 3 of them want to know who the 4th one is.
Yeah, it was. I would love to pull that up right now. It was 2006, by the way, that AJ Hawk went 5th overall.
2006.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm trying to be the man in the truck over here. Right? I'm doing the research. But yeah, I don't know. It's just this team is unbelievable. And then you look at Purdue. I mean, I don't know. They beat Southern Illinois. They beat Ball State. They started off 2-0. That's pretty good, right? It hasn't gone so well since. They lost 56-30 to Notre Dame, 43-27 to Illinois. They got shut out by Northwestern. I mean, 19-0. The loss to Northwestern I think that's telling to me. And then Michigan went in there and barely beat them. Michigan beat them 21-16. So that was just last week. I don't know. I mean, Michigan has their own struggles on offense right now. I mean, I know everybody likes to dump on Bryce Underwood, but listen, man. I mean, he's a kid. He's gonna get it figured out, or he's not. But I mean, let's not dump on a kid. He's 18 years old. He's a teenager, man. it's pretty impressive that he's even starting at any Division I program, let alone, you can call Michigan a top tier program. I mean, they've been a top tier program regardless of how they've gotten there over the last few years. We're not gonna argue semantics, but to come into a Division I program and start right away, I think is just impressive. It's got to be a little bit overwhelming to try to learn a very complicated offense. Yeah, that's okay. Purdue will finish with Ohio State. They'll be at Washington, and then they've got Indiana at home. I don't see another win coming for Purdue. They're probably going to finish 2-10 and maybe not really even compete in another game the rest of the season. It's the kind of season they're having right now. I mean, I don't know. It is what it is. I think Ohio State, like you said, I think they handle their business. I don't think this is going to be like a 66-3 type of game, though. I really think Ohio State's going to stay with that MO. Go in, control the line of scrimmage, hold on to the football, score efficiently, not score quickly, but score efficiently, move the football up and down the field, obviously play that smothering Matt Patricia defense. I saw a video from last week's from the Penn State game where they were on, not on the broadcast, but on the big screen at the game. They were going from a shot of Matt Patricia on the sidelines up to Jim Knowles in the booth. And the crowd was funny, man. It was like, huge cheers for Patricia, like really loud boos for Jim Knowles. I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, well, whatever, a little bit of trolling action, but whatever. That's college football, right? It's like, sights and sounds of college football. That's one of the things. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Well earned.
I'm sorry, man. We're having trouble. I can't.
Well earned.
Yeah. I'm really having trouble hearing you right now, bud. I'm sorry, TK. We might be losing you again. You are currently buffering, my friend. If you can hear me, you're on the buffering end of things. But yeah, I think Ohio State handles Purdue pretty well today. Probably going to get out of here. I think we're having some Wi-Fi issues today, but I think Ohio State goes into Purdue and handles their business. I think you probably see like a 38-3 win. I don't think Purdue is going to really hang with Ohio State or really even compete in this game, unfortunately, for the Boilermakers. It just is what it is. Like I said, they're having a tough season. You look at the offensive numbers, they're not good. The defensive numbers aren't particularly great. Their quarterback, Ryan Brown, is thrown for 1,800 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Nothing really pops off the page as anything that would really give the Buckeyes any kind of trouble in this game. So I think that's what you'll see, but I think that's going to be it for us today. I'm going to get out of here. Well, hold on. I got TK back in. Hey, it's TK. He's back.
Sorry about that, brother.
You all right, man? I think we're going to get out of here, man. I just said I think Ohio State goes in and handles their business today. I think it's 38-3 type of win, 42-3, something around there. I don't think it's
around there yet.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be. The quarterback I was just saying he has 9 touchdown passes. He's thrown 7 interceptions on the season. Nothing pops off the page to me offensively that would really give Matt Patricia any second thought at all as far as stopping Purdue offensively. Defense is already smothering, and I think the offense is just it's going to be the same MO. Hold on to the football and control the time of possession. So that's what we're looking forward to today. You have a score prediction or no?
Give me the Buckeyes 31-10.
Fair enough. Okay. Purdue gets a touchdown. I don't even think they get – I think they barely even get onto the other side of the field against Ohio State, but we'll see. We will see. Something weird.
Might not.
Might not, but something weird could happen. You never know. Punt return, something crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's what happened today. So we're going to get out of here. This is, again, information brought to you by – we're on the Inside Edge Network, but we're brought to you by LPV Productions. So, again, just check us out on social media. Go to Twitter. Stop what you're doing right now, except for watching us. Stay doing that. But go to Twitter and give us a follow. If you just help us, just engage with us. Like I said, we want to contact you. We want to connect with you, and we want to talk sports with you. So feel free to comment on any of the shows. There's a whole lineup of shows. I say it every week. There's just a plethora of talent, on this network. So it's really fun to see all the different shows. Please check all those shows out. And again, we're going to get out of here today. We appreciate you watching. This is the Ohio State Purdue episode of Illegal Formation, we'll call it. We'll see you tomorrow unfortunately, I think Ryan Moster is going to be unable to join us tomorrow, TK, on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. Ryan's feeling a little bit under the weather. Some things going on, some logistical issues.
Stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be me and you tomorrow. So yeah, we will see you tomorrow morning at 11 for that. So please tune into that. I'll tweet out a reminder. I'll post something on Facebook. I didn't actually get to do that today. Today was so hectic. It was trying to get to the studio in time, which is just upstairs in my house. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult, but it's that difficult, man. So logistical issues. I feel it. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland Browns and NFL pregame show. We got a good one for you. We'll talk about the Jets plethora of trades, trading everybody away. I don't even know who's left on that roster. It seems like we'll talk about it tomorrow. But if Dylan Gabriel doesn't eat tomorrow, he might not even be hungry. TK, I don't know. I'm not sure if this might be his last chance, man. After this, it's either going to be Bailey Zappi or Shedeur Sanders if Dylan doesn't play well tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Whatever. Here we are again. 57,000 starting quarterbacks. It's fine. It's so much fun being a Browns fan. At least we got the Buckeyes. Go Buckeyes. Go Bucks today. 1 o'clock kickoff today, like I said, on the Big Ten Network. So catch that. A bunch of other college games going on. I hope you don't have YouTube TV because if you don't, well, if you do, you can't watch anything on ESPN still. So that's also fun. Yay, corporate greed. We're out of here. We will see you tomorrow on the pregame show. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out, guys.